And Josh, thanks for your time. Appreciate it, especially after a long flight. What was that flight like back last night after that game?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a long flight, that's for sure. So I was just we landed at like midnight or something like that here. So I knew that and was trying to fight sleeping the whole time.
Well, how would you describe the state of the team being around the guys during that fight, and now, where are your guys' heads at?
Look, we're obviously disappointed and frustrated, and are honestly trying so hard to win. But I I don't think anyone's discouraged. I'm not discouraged. I think we have a team that can win football games. I know that's easy to say standing here at 0-6, but I believe in the guys in the locker room and in our coaching staff, and I think they all feel the same. And I think that we can really do something with this team.
Watching the game over with the 9 sacks, just firstly, when you're an offensive lineman, what's it like to be on a team that gives up 9 sacks? And then secondly, what kind of role do you think you guys played in that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we played a big role in it. That's a completely unacceptable number, and we know that. And that was a good defense, but we should never let that happen.
What makes them so tough? I mean, their numbers are, even before they played you guys, were through the roof. What is it about that defense that's so challenging?
Man, in my 5 years in the league, that's one of the better schemed and well coached defenses I've ever played. Just with the way that they responded to things that we were doing, the way that they changed just throughout the course of the game and changed things up. They're really good defense. Give those guys credit, but.
Your coach has stuck by Justin and said, he had really one bad game after some other good performances. What's your take on the state of his game as a guy playing with him?
Yeah, he's fine. I've played a lot of snaps with him before, and he's an amazing football player, leader, quarterback, all of those things. I think we have to do a better job around him. Just speaking for the offensive line, got to give him time and let him get through his reads and do all that stuff. So I think he's fine. I think he's going to be fine. He's seen adversity, and I think you'll see a bounce back performance from him.
Josh, how do you dig out of this hole? Like, what has to happen in terms of the players and the coaching staff?
Yeah, I just I think there's just got to be brutal honesty every week, which there is, as to what's happening. And I think we've taken our turns too, like, which you just can't do in this league. Like, one group takes a turn playing well, another doesn't. The offense plays well, the defense doesn't. The defense plays well, the offense doesn't. Like, we haven't found a way to put it all together. So just chasing that relentlessly.
Hey, Josh, Aaron has referred a number of times to us about, his experiences in Detroit, New Orleans, where they had terrible starts, 0-11 and whatnot, and kind of dug out of that. Has he spoke to you guys about those experiences at all, and to try to illustrate, whatever, that this is not a death sentence or whatever, so to speak?
Yeah, he absolutely has. And he made sure to let us all know too that it's just not easy. It's to do that, to turn an organization around. It's hard. And so we know that, and he's talked to us about it, and he's also showed us that it can be done. So, yeah.
Does that, do you, obviously you guys have to do it yourselves, but, what kind of belief do you feel like you have in that, that same kind of thing can be done around here?
Yeah, I think that's what everything is riding on personally. and I think we've got it. And, just speaking for myself, like, I'll never lose that belief. I know I've been around football a long time, and I know what good football looks like. I know what good football players look like. And I will not lose belief that we've got them in this locker room and on this team.
How do you remain upbeat? How do you remain positive? How do you keep, keeping the grind going when the results don't equal what you're looking for?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say you kind of, looking into the O-line room, looking into, the group of guys that we have, and, kind of the positives, even, after a game like that, not being much positives, but the positives that you can find from that game, the stuff that you did well, and to be able to kind of sit there and learn from it and be able to kind of take those next steps going forward, kind of in a sense, if you understand, if you get what I'm saying.
Hey, Joe, Aaron's talked to us a little bit about some of his previous experiences about slow starts in Detroit, New Orleans, things like that, 0-11, and digging out of that. I believe he's spoken to you guys about it on some occasion. I'm curious, what you guys take out of that. Does that give you a little bit of hope? Does that help maybe out the young guys who think they're in a hole that they can't get out of? How do you guys take that?
Yeah, I kind of just one thing that, we kind of harp on in the O-line room is kind of just nothing to lose, everything to gain. And that was kind of one of the big things going into yesterday, that I kind of kept, bringing up to the O-line is just like, we're playing for the guys in the room. We're playing for each other at this point. So, it kind of, I mean, going back to what you said, talking about slow starts with AG, I'm not, too sure on how much he's touched on that with us, but it's kind of like what we can do as an O-line to take those next steps, getting better, being able to kind of take that next jump.
Joe, none of us here have ever blocked on an offensive line, so I'm just wondering, what's it like when you put that much work in and you see your quarterback go down that often?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely unfortunate, and like going into the week, that's obviously not what we had planned. We knew Denver's got a great defense, they got a great rush defense. They're scheming up, they're drawing up, all these different pass rushes, games, pressures, but at the end of the day, no matter what happens, if Justin needs, if Justin needs 5 seconds, we need to be able to give him 6. So at the end of the day, that falls on us as an O-line. Not the receivers, not on Justin. It's on us. We got to be able to hold up for as long as he needs, no matter how much it is. Whatever we need to do to be able to get Justin to be able to make plays. That's where we got to step up, and we got to solidify kind of those pockets, kind of solidify the entire O-line, whether run game or pass game.
He does tend to hold the ball. I mean, he's done that throughout his career. How does that impact you guys on the line? Does it make it tougher?
No, I mean, he whether he does or does not, hold on to the ball, he's the guy that can extend plays, can make plays, happen that are kind of, broken plays, be able to, do something, make the play on his legs. So, it, again, comes back to us O-line, we being able to, if he is going to scramble, be able to convert and be able to kind of flip that switch and be able to transition to, maybe blocking outside the pocket, or, if he's going to run it, blocking downfield. So, it's just more work on us, kind of looking inward in the O-line to see what we can do to just hold up longer, to be able to give Justin that time that he needs.
Joe, does he accept the same responsibility that you're taking for your point about if he needs 5, we need to give him 6? Does he say to you guys too, hey, I need to do a better job in identifying reads, and he's similar to you, showing that selfless approach to this?
I mean, yeah, Justin, we see Justin as a selfless individual. He's a quarterback that we're 100% all behind, as an O-line, as an O-line room, as an offense, whatever we need to do to make things available for him. And on the other side of it, he's somebody who is always either giving us our flowers or just, being able to be there and communicate what he needs communicated. He's always there for that. So, yeah.
Take a couple more.
How do you, Joe, at 0-6? I mean, obviously, no one's ever come back from that to make the playoffs, so that really probably is not part of your thinking process now. But just what is, like, how do you process 0-6 in terms of motivationally going forward?
Me personally, it's getting that first win for Coach Glenn. Doing what we can do to be able to come away with a win. And being 0-6, that's the only option is win one game. So we're taking it 1 week at a time. It's just always what can we do this week to win this game this week. We can't look too far ahead. It makes no sense. So our main objective, our main goal is to win this week. Win, and that starts each and every day. Being in practice, being in meetings. What can we do? Looking at the game tape from this past week. What can we do? To come away with the right outcome, not a loss.